In a small, warm village in Mexico, there lived a 5-year-old girl named Isabella. Her favorite thing was listening to the old musician who played his guitar in the village square. This musician, Don Manuel, was one of the most cheerful people in the village. Every day, he played his guitar, sang songs, and brought smiles to the children's faces. Isabella had memorized his melodies and would hum them on her way home every evening. One day, Isabella went to the market with her mother. In the midst of the crowd, she let go of her mother's hand without realizing it and started walking in the wrong direction. She wandered far beyond the village and suddenly noticed that nothing around her was familiar. She began to cry in fear, but no one could hear her. Meanwhile, when the villagers heard that Isabella was missing, everyone started searching for her. But the little girl had gone too far and was too scared to respond to their calls. When Don Manuel heard the news, he thought carefully. What was Isabella's favorite thing? What would make her happy? He knew the answer. He picked up his guitar and began playing Isabella's favorite melody in the village square. Then he walked toward the outskirts of the village, continuing to play the same tune. Sitting under a tree in the forest, little Isabella was exhausted from crying. Just then, she heard a familiar melody. She listened carefully. Yes, wasn't this the tune played by Don Manuel? Hope filled her heart. She stood up and started walking in the direction of the music. Her steps quickened as she followed the sound. And finally, she saw Don Manuel playing his guitar on the village path. "Don Manuel!" she shouted, running toward him. The old musician opened his arms, embraced the little girl, and said, Music sometimes guides lost souls back home." From that day on, Isabella grew up believing in the power of music. And years later, she became the village's new musician. Just like Don Manuel, she played her guitar in the square every day, sang songs to the people, and guided lost souls back to their path.